At Plassey, Siraj-ud-daulah lost his nerves and came back to palace on advice of Mir Jafar. His guards and commanders who came back with him from battleground were offered money and rewards. They took the money but still left him alone. He requested his father-in-law but he, too, refused to help him. Siraj found himself alone in the palace, without a single friend to unbosom his mind with, and without a single companion to speak to, took a desperate resolution. In the dead of night he decided to leave the capital. He put Lutf-un-Nisa, his consort, and a number of favorites into covered carriages and covered chairs, loaded them with as much gold and as many jewels as they could contain, and taking with him a number of elephants with his best baggage and furniture, he quitted his palace at 3 in the morning. He fled to Bengali, where he immediately embarked on several boats, which are at all times kept ready in that station. 2 days later, this unfortunate prince was arrived at the shore opposite Rajmahal, where he landed for about 1 hour. Siraj, his daughter and women, not one of whom had tasted food for 3 days and nights. It happened that Shah Dana, a fakir, resided in that neighborhood. This man, whom he had disobliged and oppressed during his days in power, rejoiced at this fair opportunity of glutting his resentment. He expressed a pleasure at his arrival and meanwhile sent an express over the water, to give information to the Prince's Siraj's enemies, who were rummaging heaven and earth to find him out. Miran, son of Mir Jafar, on the insistence of Jugat Seth, was scouring Bengal for the fugitive Siraj-ud-daulah. Immediately on the information of Shah Dana, Mir Qasim, the son-in-law of Mir Jafar, crossed the water, and having got Siraj-ud-daulah surrounded with his armed men, they had the pleasure of becoming master of his person, as well as his family and jewels. The prince now became a prisoner and was brought back to Murshidabad in a wretched condition. One Mahmudi Beg accepted the commission to kill Siraj, and 2 or 3 hours after the fugitive's arrival, he set out to dispatch him. Siraj-ud-daulah had no sooner cast his eyes on that miscreant, than he asked whether he was not come to kill him. And the other having answered in the affirmative, the unfortunate prince, on this confession, despaired of his life. He humbled himself before the author of all mercies, asked pardon for his past conduct, and turning to his murderer asked, "They are not then satisfied with my being willing to retire into some corner, there to end my days with a pension?" He had time to say no more, for at this words the butcher smote him repeatedly with his sabre, and some strokes falling on that beauteous face of his, so renowned over Bengal for its regularity and sweetness, the prince sunk to the ground, fell on his face and returned his soul to its maker, by wading through his own blood. His body was hacked to pieces, and by strokes without number, and the mangled carcass being thrown across the back of an elephant. The remains of Siraj-ud-daulah were paraded through the streets.